All right, folks, welcome back to drafting cards. I guess it is. I'm only laughing because I'm thinking about the last draft I did, and yeah, it was it was U.S. France. It was not it was by far the worst draft I've ever had. So, anyways, I don't know why I'm laughing at this. I like all three of these choices. Um, I think I'm gonna go with Germany. It's of the three. I think it's the main I've chosen the least. I've probably done the U.S. the most, and I have no idea how to play it. Soviets I've had a lot of good drafts with, and it feels like there are a couple of good allies out there. So I'm gonna go with Germany, and I don't hate any of these. I don't know that I want. Do I ever want two Blitzkriegs in a deck? If I did, I definitely wouldn't want a third. This is also a fine card here. I mean, this card just ends games, and this card is just fine. I'll go with the two Blitzkriegs. It's a bit Um, so I like this card as a conditional card, right? If you can get it to stick, it's pretty good. Though I don't think the Panzer 1Bs come in with what was I going to say? I don't think they come in with Blitz. So there is that. Honestly, these are the 59th Panzer Grenadier. I don't hate that at all. I actually really like that when I started playing. I feel like this is also some target unit. Yeah, 4 credit, destroy target unit with cost 3 or less. I mean, that could be good. Paying 4 credits to kill something that costs 3 or less feels a little meh. Whereas this seems like just a fine 2-drop. But I don't know what other kind of removal I'm going to get, and so some removal is probably better than none. So I really like this. I really like this card. I hate walking away from card draw. But this thing dies to almost everything. Like a not even strong breeze kills this, but it usually covers itself on the first play. All right. Usually I would gamble that and take the Panzer 3J, but I'm not going to. What do we want to do? I mean, if we take Finland, it's a great ally. I don't like leaning on it so much. You know, I haven't played Poland as an ally for the Germans. I think ever, though it seems a bit odd because Poland, some of its cards are really good at punishing the other side if they take the front line, but we kind of want to be in the front line, and so I'm wondering about the. We don't know what Polish cards we're going to see. And then there's some other Polish cards which just give us intel, but if we don't have the payoffs, then it's kind of questionable. I kind of want to see what the Soviets would be like as an ally, but I'm gonna go with Finland. I don't hate any of this. Yeah. This one always seems good when you plop it down a little bit late. I like this. I don't know if I want 3, but I certainly like that. Aunt Frida, if you have a good mix of infantry, tanks, and fighters, Aunt Frida can get you a lot. Basically ends up being 3 cards in one. Pummel, I might take. Although this is a 2/3 smokescreen salvage and it kills something as it comes in. Pummel is probably the right card, but we have to have some units that can actually play. All right, we haven't seen too many countermeasures, though. With Germany and Finland, there's a chance that this thing could actually land. We don't have any other 1-drops. And so if these are the only ones we get, I don't really want 3 of them. But they do have Blitz, and they do have Smokescreen. So we'll take them. I like both of these. I'll probably go with those in case we get some. Ugh, I like I like both of those. See, because that is ambush and guard, and it's a 3/5. But this thing is also great if you can grab that front line, right? Because then it's hard. It's hard for the other side to remove it unless they have removal. I'm gonna go with two of them. We didn't have a lot of other great or aggressive two drops. So hold on. That has blitz. That's a blitz tank, right? We haven't seen the other ones. This is, yeah, all of these are good. Annihilation is good. Frozen assets, one of the things I don't like about it is that it's expensive in and of itself. And so if you have to move something else up, and if you have to play an expensive blitz tank, move it up and then get this thing to go off. But we have some cheap ones. This has blitz and smokescreen. Man, I like all of these. Excuse me. Eagle Claws. Ooh, 2 Reichsbanks. Just a nice 5/6. I mean, right? Yeah, I'm between the Reichsbank and Eagle Claws. I'm okay usually with not giving orders. 5 additional credits is certainly pretty nice. I don't think I've ever played Reichsbank ever. I know what Eagle Claws is. We will try that. That may not have been the right play. I think I'm going to go with the Panzer 38T. 3 attack. Actually, hold on. Has +3 attack against units with higher attack. So this thing can attack as a 5/3, though it has 2 outcasts. I like the card draw from the Panzer 38. I like both these. I love 64th Panzer Grenadier. That's actually really cool. I forgot. I always thought the Finns didn't have an Air Force, but I guess that's kind of it. But we are looking a little light on card draw. We have some salvage stuff, but you never know what you're going to salvage. So I think just the straight 3-drop with the card draw is the way to go. Sturmy. If I was worried about card draw, right? I guess I could have waited till Enigma came out. I'm between A and C at this point. I mean, we could retreat a guard, something big we're afraid of. Enigma can just draw us a ton of cards. I'll go with that because we don't really have anything above the 5 credit slot yet. I don't usually go with Order of the Day, but I'll go with one. Sometimes I'm offered like 3 or 4 of them. Excuse me. And I don't love that. This is a fine 1-drop with Blitz. But another payoff, another Panzer 3E feels so nice. This is also just one that if you drop it and you play it, it can be really hard to come back from. So I like all of these. I'll play this. I'll pick it, and we'll see how it goes. I don't often take it, but we'll see. We don't have too much yet in terms of an Air Force, and so this gives us something against some interdiction. We can run against enemy bombers. So I'm willing to do that. I don't want a 3rd tip of the spear. I don't want U-375. So, I mean, this is just a kind of 3-4 salvage thing. That's fine. This is a tough one. In practice, I love the 304th. As long as you got the credits to do it, you can attack the enemy HQ, put some damage on it, and then to have this thing drop and then move to the front line as a 5/5 for 4 credits, right? I really like that. There is a bit of a tension in the deck between the kind of defensiveness of the Finns and then the attack of the frontline desire from the Germans. But I think we can move the guards into the front line if we can establish a presence there. Schützen is probably going to be the... I don't know. It's we got to make a choice somewhere. I'm gonna make that choice because we don't have a lot of other guards. I Crossfire might be the right call here, but I found that playing mountain offensive, it's pretty good. Well, let me think. Crossfire is a good way. It's a good comeback card if you can work the damage out. We don't have a whole lot of like deal X damage because I passed over breakthrough. I think I'm gonna go with mountain offensive here. Yeah, destroy target unit and salvage it versus 3 suppressions. Do we have enough air units? Because this is great if we have the air unit. We have 11 well, we'll have... Actually, we won't have that many picks. If we take all of those... We actually don't have too much suppression at this point. I don't know if we have any. We have some removal. Destroy target unit and salvage it. Man, I just don't know that I want 3 of these if we don't have the air cards for the payoff. But suppression's really powerful. We'll take it. Ugh. That was not the air payoff I wanted. So what? We got 3 ones. We have 5 2. So we might... I like the card draw of the Panzer 38T, but I think we need a little bit more on the low end. And this is fine because it creates several pieces of digital cardboard. Blitz Doctrine is also really good. How are we on 3 drops? I looked at everything else. So in terms of units, we're not that heavy. We have a lot of 3-drop orders, unfortunately, but we don't have a ton of 3-drop units. This thing sticks when it gets into the front line. And we have some defensive 2-drops, right? So we drop that. It doesn't have to move into the front line. But if we're able to get other cards into the front line, then we can swap it with this. And so I think we'll do it. Double damage against tanks. I don't know that we want a 3rd one of these. Maybe we'll take 1. So do we even have any countermeasures? I don't remember taking that. We just took the friendly fire. I don't think there's any other countermeasures here. Doesn't look like it. So we're gonna go with inferior because we actually have some salvage things, and so the problem is we got to play those salvage cards out later. That's our curve. So maybe a little light, maybe a little light on a lot of things, but I mean the units, orders, countermeasures can be fine. Maybe we want a little... We have something to do in the early game. We have some salvage for some sort of card generation. There's potential card draw here, but we just don't have that many air units, unfortunately. I don't remember seeing a lot, and I think we only, ended up with... Did we really only take the 1? Well, then, yeah, we probably won't end up drawing too many cards off of that. I thought we drew the finish one as well, but I gather not. So, yeah, we'll see how it does. Huh. I don't think we want 2 of those. We don't need Blitzkrieg this early. Tip of the Spear might actually matter. Yeah, we'll see what the enemy gives us here. We do have Panzer 2A. All right, so that thing, it likes to hang out on the back line until they get stuff to do. So we'll wait. I guess the alternative is that if we suppress it, it will always have 3 op cost, right? So if I run this into the front line, I think with 3 credits he's going to shock attack it. So we're just going to hang out here. And we'll wait and see what happens. Oh my goodness. So the thing is, it's not even good to run this out and then run this out, because this as a 6-3 still gets killed by that. So I think we play Reichsbank. There aren't that many orders I'm looking for. I mean, the other alternative would be Panzer 38T, but and that I'm okay with, because we should be able to play this down as infantry and attack into that. Right, so that comes down as infantry. We're going to put that there. That survives. And then we have the choice of trading off or just doing this. And I can't say that I care too much about this. But I'm going to plop it there. All right. So they got their covert. Well, we don't want to suppress that. It can target covert units. I guess I'll never know what that was. What do we want to do? Buff this. Oops. Well, they get a choice. Huh. So I think we do that, and then we do that, and then we do that. Yeah. I don't think there's another reason to put down that 2A. Or to move this up, is there? Right, if we move that up, I don't know, it helps us hold the front line. Maybe that's a reason to do it. But either one of those could trade into this and survive. Okay. So, I mean, this gets to be a pretty big guard. We got to put the guard, I think. Huh. Ambush and guard, or just guard. Well, ambush isn't going to be relevant here, unfortunately. So we got to plop that down. And then it's just a question of whether we kill this right now or wait for them to do something about it. Or make them expend 4 credits to do something about it. Do I care about this anymore? Not really. But would I let... Nah, I don't want to salvage that. It's a terrible salvage target. Yeah, and we're 1 credit off the Panzer 38. Alright, so they did put the 4 credits in. Huh. Well, that's no good. If we target this with a suppression order, it actually doesn't do anything, though. Oh, no, we have to kill something of ours now. We'll do that. And then... Yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but what you gonna do? It's unfortunate because this should just kill this because the heavy armor blocks. Oh. Okay. Huh. So that does 2, right? And then that does 1. So that just clears everything off the back line. I guess we want this to retreat. I certainly want that up. This is a blitz tank. We can hold this back. If I move this up, he's going to kill it with that. But I think we have to be okay with that. And we'll just threaten more salvaging as we go forward. But... It's a tank, right? Ugh. Nothing here costs 2 or less, does it? So... This doesn't kill that. This does kill that. What does this do? It's 4 attack against infantry, so we don't kill anything there. We could suppress this, so it doesn't do that. I hate doing that. And... There's just nothing to hit with the Pac 40. It's bad, man. Feels like it's kind of desperation time here. We're certainly getting desperate. You can't make this stuff up, dude. You cannot make this stuff up. Yeah. I don't know if there's any outs here. More salvage. It doesn't really do anything for us. I think we're just dead. Yeah, there's no point in continuing on with this. Man. It didn't feel like a great draft. It didn't feel that bad. So we'll see what we get next. But then again, those having all those suppress cards and not a whole bunch of great targets. Very rough to get the value off of them. Yeah, again, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Blitzkrieg we don't need right now. This is just something that always exists, I guess, but we probably don't need it that early. This is ambush and guard. We'll hold on to this just to see. You've got to be kidding me in terms of a curve here. You've got to be kidding me. All right. Well, since we have nothing else to do, we'll just sit here. I mean, I'll suppress this if it looks like they're going to start getting value off of it. But actually, since we have an air unit, I might just take the damage for a while. But yeah, this has just been absolutely atrocious. Probably not worth all the damage I'm going to take here. Now, we can hit that with tip of the spear. So they're gearing up for a big turn. That's cool. Yeah, we don't want to play out the two sissies because it's not really good. I mean, I would be okay with this sitting on the back line. Huh. Yeah, we're kind of a ways off, actually, before the suppression kicks in here. The Heinkel doesn't really do it. Well, that's not good. Now we can't even do the suppress thing because it's going to die. Because he wants to clear the way for this to get through. Oh my goodness. So what do we want to do? Kill this. I think. And then suppress that. Yeah, we're just not going to get any of the value off of this at all. So, good for us. I guess we've played too much draft and we're just going to be consigned to absolutely horrific games. We have a bunch of Reichsbanks and not much to do. Let's see. Put this down with ambush and guard. It's okay. I mean, it survives that, but it's going to get smacked by other things. Actually, it'll probably just end up trading out with that. Yeah, I think we got to do something here. Excuse me, and I think that's what the thing we'll do. Salvage units you deploy. So we can't do anything to that because it has heavy armor. So that is a nada. That's just a 4/6 that sits there and then probably dies. Yeah, and if we play this, it's just a bit awkward because we don't really have anything to do after this. So it might be the wrong play, but we're gonna go for a big next turn. We can play Panzergren. We can do the other things. We can play this out too. Again, against the heavy armor, the Sissy, it's really it's like their Achilles heel. Yeah. That is true. That is true. So then it's just a question of... Yeah, that doesn't kill that. So we'd have to 2 for 1 to basically... I think if we don't, we're dead. And 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we're dead anyways. Well, we're dead. We're dead in the following turn because we don't have enough out to get after their bombers and other things. So, yeah, this has gone absolutely horrendously. All right. Sturmey's fine. Panzer 38's fine. This is fine. This is okay. Yeah, I mean, like, it's okay. My goodness, man. I think for 4 cards, we'll bring you back when our opponent wakes up. And there it is. That's what we generally hope not to see. I'll play this out now. We'll just see if they have something to put down here to grab the 1/1 counter. If they do, that's fine. Alright, so they just have another one. So then this thing attacking into one of them... Yeah, this would have to attack first, I guess. Although if I put it out, they might just kill it. I could suppress one and kill it. That feels so terrible, though. It does. Do you know... yeah, and then if they put down a card... You know what? Let's see what they do. Let's let someone else figure it out rather than me trying to figure it out. All right. I think we attack first with that. All right, so you put it on the bomber. Makes sense. And then we do that. Uh-huh. And then I think we just suppress this back to nothing, right? It'll still be a 2-3. But does that actually matter for next turn? If it's a 2-3? I don't know that it does. Right? Because either of these things are still going to die, and it's going to be that thing. This is where we need one of those tip of the spears, but we don't have it. Interesting. So if I put this down, oh well, then we don't, then we don't have any more credits to do anything. We can do this and go for the suppress, but again, it doesn't really do that much except kill the Panzer 38T. We can put down Sturmy and suppress. Then we don't get to draw a card, but you know, at a certain point, we got to put something on the board because. And I don't know, maybe I should move that up and made it a 4-2, but so then he's got to move the 6-6 up. Yep. Another game where we're just one credit behind the whole time, man. And we don't have anything to get you into the front line. So this, yeah, I mean, it allows you to do 3 damage. Ambush Battalion does something. I mean, this is pretty much useless at this point. Put this down. This does... what, 2? And that does 5. Or 4 and 2 is 6. It kills it. Let's see what else. What other kinds of cards can we get here? I think we're just gonna pass. This is looking a lot like an 0-3 here. Hinkle doesn't do too much for us. The Hunkle stops the bomber, but it just gets killed by this guy. And then the bomber kills Sturmy. So I think we play this down. It is very much it is what it is. And yeah, if he wants to target Sturmy, go right ahead. And that is that. I guess the rationale for maybe attacking with Sturmy is that with ambush, this couldn't safely attack into the guard. For that reason. Yeah. It does make sense in retrospect. It's always about 5-10. I'm a credit short and 5 seconds too late. It's the story of my life here. All right. But we get rid of that. We play that out. And for no particular reason, we'll just do that. Again, a credit short. Watch enough of these drafts, and it's every draft. And we have blue and the gray. It's can only laugh. Well, it's a little late to do something about you now. And I don't really see a way to deal with this. I mean, I know I can do this. But that's about it. Sure. If I haven't said it already, Retribution is one of the worst mechanics in the game. And it's not because it's happening to me. I've said it for a while, and it's yeah. So other friendly tanks can get +2 attack. That's cool. Yeah, I mean that's fine. That doesn't really have a payoff right now, but this has a thing. So we'll play these out. We don't really have a reason to put. I don't see a reason to put more on the board. Right? We don't have anything salvaged here. They ain't tanks. They want to keep blue and gray alive and keep develop, but particularly with blue and gray, it's and yeah, you could suppress it, but you've seen how my luck this draft has gone. If I was going to get suppress, it would be in all the other games. Yeah, and now that they have something with heavy armor, and they have bombs, we're just done. Those guys aren't going to make it across. It's going to be retributions forever, and yeah, just more ways of not playing to the board. So, all right, yeah, we got to post our losses along with our wins, but yeah, after a 1-3 showing, this is now a 0-3 showing. So an all new low, and yeah, feel free to leave whatever advice you have in the comments. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there are a couple of things that everybody will look brilliant in retrospect. I don't think I saw that card once. Everyone will look brilliant in retrospect because it didn't work out, and you'll say, oh, he was drafted wrong. All right, cool. Interested to hear you out, and it can't get worse than 0-3. So hopefully next draft is better.